Hello everyone, welcome to my video. This is Hassan. Today I'm going to talk about shapes that are interlocking. When I first started sketching, my characters were like that. I have a head and the body, and I don't know how to connect them, so I just draw two lines like that, and it feels like very disconnected. But that's not the problem of only drawing anatomy for a human being. It can be like the anatomy for animals as well. Let's say a a horse face, and then the neck and the body, how they are connecting. I somehow managed to do that, but previously I have no idea how to connect the shapes into each other. The thing is, in real life, in the real forms like animals and human being, even plants as well, shapes are actually flowing into each other. There you have the term, that's why you have the term like line of action, flow in the poses, and flow in the pose of animal, anatomy, flow. These are the concepts that are there whenever you pick up any anatomy book. You always look into like S curve, C curve. These are the tools which are there to make your shapes interlock into each other. So very famous example of that is actually an example from animation. Like they have a what we call, it's called sac. I'm really bad at English, so like this kind of sac, or sometimes they call like two balls in the socks. So let's say there is a two balls in a socks. So this is your pair, this is the one sock there. So let's say you put it in the ball, so they are going to be in the drapery, like you can't see the other line, these two lines, so they are invisible because it's inside the sock. So what's going to happen, you have certain lines that are going over each other if they are stretched, and if they are over each other they are going to make some kind of other kind of lines like this. So you can clearly say there are masses in two different masses into one skin or in one form. So that's the basic idea. Like whenever you draw, you need to think about how the form, let's say the form of head, interlocking into the form of neck, and the structure, you need to think about the structure as well. Like there is like form, 3D form going on here. Like you can feel the curve of shoulders there, and you need to draw along with that. Like see, I have this curve and then there is a shoulder line coming in, so you need to think about the lines, how they are intersecting each other. I have discussed that, like you have, whenever you have something in 3D, keep in mind you have some kind of Y-shaped lines to make that interlock effect, make it 3D, and you can feel it and you can see it in any forms that are overlapping each other. Like your pillow, you have this Y thing happening here. Even if you have a very 3D shape, like something extruding out from a cube, you have that kind of shape happen. See here. So that's what we need to keep in mind if we are going to merge the shape into each other, make them into one form. So let me draw something and give you more example of that. Let's say let's draw some creature. So I have a creature in mind right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a base for that. Usually I draw that base in my mind. Sometimes if it's really difficult to imagine the base drawing in your mind, you can sketch it out. There is no hard and fast rule, but I really like to push my imagination further to the point that I can imagine the full character and just put the direct line onto the paper. But if there is a problem, like there's no problem to sketch first, like, but there's always the limit that you need to push and try to learn more. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to imagine some form like this, and you can create some lines, like can you see that, like I'm creating lines to convey myself. This is a 3D thing that I'm drawing. So I can draw the form line like simple sphere have this form line going on, same thing like that. So I'm drawing the wireframe over the form, so I can imagine my drawing more in 3D. Right now I'm thinking this is the chest, like, and this beast is like coming forward, so the head is like coming towards us more. So how I come up with that idea, because I've drawn a lot of these kind of character. Even this pose, I have drawn a lot of these kind of poses before. So I'm just recalling from my memory. And even if I don't know how to draw that, I can just bring some references and try to merge some reference with my imagination, or merge 2 3 real life photos to create my own vocabulary or own mental library reference. So I can bring those things later as well. So here we have, see, these forms are interlocking each other. And you learn a lot by doing the live drawings. If you have been in the live drawing sessions and you have a blank paper and you have a model there in real life standing in front of you, so what we usually do, we try to capture the whole model first, like how they are standing, where is the shoulder line, where is the hip line going, what's the difference between what is the distance between the knees, two knees, are they more separated, and where are the legs, feet situated, are they one leg back, one leg forward. If the person is holding some stick, we try to find the angles. So in the live drawing there are so many things happening, like you're measuring a lot of shapes there, distance, like what negative space do you having between the hands and the stick and the body, what kind of negative space you are having in between legs. So these are really like mental notes which people do deliberately or indirectly when they do live draw, because you're thinking about solutions and you're looking at the real life, real information, reality, and try to um, capture that reality in your mind and trying to put it on the paper. So same thing happen in the imagination as well. Imagination is not any difference in in terms of drawing, as you're drawing in life. Like, only thing is you are taking reference from your memory or your imagination, how you're imagining this piece, in my case here. So I can imagine there is a arm going, like it's bending backwards. So I'm thinking about it's going to cover this area, half of the arm, and the other half is going to come forward like that. So let me erase this area. Once you have a base character, you can imagine the other possibilities, like if this character holding some weapons, or what kind of arms or what kind of hand do you want to give it. Is it humanoid character? Is it like some kind of a sci-fi character from some folklore? So you can design it, but I usually take those characters as a practice. Like, I don't have any story. I don't have any story right now going on, but I will make it. If I am really into that drawing, I can make the story out of it. But right now I'm just drawing for the sake of drawing. Right now I'm imagining this is coming forward like this way, and that is coming a little bit backward in this direction. So I'm turning my lines around like the form. And a very cool trick about drawing the feet is like making them grounded. Like, sometimes when we draw feet, they are not look like grounded. Let's say I'm going to draw the other feet a little bit forward, and he's stepping this other feet here. So what you can do, you can draw the foot step, any foot step, in perspective like that. And now I can imagine the feet here. See, it's really easy way, one of the easy way. There are so many ways you can put the things together, but I really like that one. So in this way you have perspective as well, like if that's the line of perspective coming in, so you can imagine more things on ground. Let's say if there is a branch or maybe some kind of root, plant root coming in here and going this way, and some other plant root going in the background like that. So you can easily imagine the 3D-ness on the ground as well. So let me think about the other hand. The one thing I'm imagining, like putting the other hand as well in this pose, but that will make it more like symmetrical. Let's imagine different way. How it's going to be look if I'm going to put it like that. And if he is holding some kind of a sword, or yeah, that would be nice. So what I'm imagining, this hand going a little bit backwards, that's why our chest is coming forward, and this is overlapping. So that's what people call fundamentals, like when you draw with the forms and try to figured out the basics of the shapes, everything lies in the basics, in the fundamental. There is no magic, there is no trick that can make your drawing very awesome very quickly. It's all about understanding forms. That's why people highly recommend like drawing normal forms like these forms in 3D more often and render them. Try to extrude some forms from the basic form. Let's say there is a can you see that? And try to add more forms there. So this is fundamental, like try to practice that a lot. And also drawing from life, it's life changing. Even if you don't do that, drawing from life is amazing. Like you can't beat the artists who do live drawing a lot and who don't do the live drawing. There is a day and night difference. One thing that improve instantly, make like make a magic in drawings, is live drawing, because you are solving the problems which are in reality, like you have there, and these are the solutions. Drawing from 3D, like drawing from life and drawing these forms, this is like a cheat sheet for those people who don't do the live drawing. They can do the structure drawings more often to train their brains to imagine the forms in 3D. But if you're already doing live drawings, you already seeing the 3D forms in front of you and try to um, problem solve those 3D shapes to put on the flat sheet, how to make them 3D. So I can't encourage you more that do the live drawing if you want to improve your sketching. And it doesn't have to be with the live models, like human model. You can put your cats there, your pets there, your friends, just sit them and draw, talk. So that's it. That's the today's video. And the thing is, try to think about how to flow the forms into each other. And take the example of two balls in a sock and how they interact with each other. Let's say a sphere and the cube and a sphere in the ball in the sock, how they are going to look like when they are in this sock or in a bag. So you have some different kind of lines, interaction between them, some tension between them. Same thing happen when you have those forms in anatomy, like a torso and the pelvic bone and the mass of the thigh interacting with the mass of the lower leg, how they are interacting. They are literally like the example of bag, like some masses in the bag. See, I didn't draw the neck there, but I can create the neck later when I'm going to draw the details. I can chisel out the forms of the neck later on, but the big mass is there. Same like the sculptor do, like they first make the big forms and then carve out the details from there. So there's a twist. If there is a twist, there is going to be some lines going on here. So that's it, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.